Sullivan. I'm a former IRS agent and teaching instructor. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's the home of the 5-minute or less video. I want to go ahead and introduce myself to you. I worked at IRS for 10 years, a decade. I've been in private practice and tax defense for 4 decades. I have been doing this for 50 years, and I'm a national expert in IRS resolution matters. I don't need a fancy suit, and I don't need all the books in the background. I don't need to read from a script because I've been doing this too long, and I just try to unload what I have in my head for you. I do these videos for 3 reasons so you don't get ripped off. I give you insider information from IRS, and some of these are learning and educational, and that's what today is. I have a whole team of former IRS agents that work with me. I have a very good expert in every single, if you were to call, you get the best experts you possibly can. I know them, I've handpicked them for the last 50 years, and many of you have seen me on television. I do a lot of news. You can look at those, all those clips and my whole team at 777irs.com. Anyway, what I want to talk to you today about is trust fund taxes and payroll taxes and how a revenue officer like me would be working your case. So if you owe 941 taxes, this is how the revenue officer is going to work your case. Right now, there's a backlog of cases, and IRS isn't rushing to work any cases. So the service center gets the case. If they're a large dollar, they're shipping it out to the local office. Many people, I've been getting many calls. You have to be prepared for the day the revenue officer is going to knock at your door. Like me, the most important thing I can tell you today is to do these 2 things. If you do these 2 things, you're going to survive this. You have to go ahead and make sure all your tax returns are filed, 940s, 1120s, 941s, W-2s, W-3s, and start making a current FTD, federal tax deposit, on your business. IRS wants to know you're willing to solve the problem and move on. What they try to do is draw a line in the sand, make sure you're current, then work in the back box of what you owe, because you can't fix what you already didn't pay, but you can fix going forward. Those 2 tips will get you on the good side of IRS. The next thing the revenue officer is going to do, he's going to give you, or she will give you a 9297 form. That form is a doc request of everything they want within your business. They are going to want 2 financial statements, usually a 433B, which is your business financial statement, and a 433A, which is your personal income financial statement. They want to know what's going on and why you can't pay the money. It's important. I can't tell you how important. If it's a small case, work this yourself. If it's a larger case, you need to really turn this over, because there's a way that you can put expenses on the financial statement that work in your benefit. You're not going to know how to do those. Experienced professionals can. There's just ways we can get things on financial statements, and IRS will approve. IRS is going to try to get as much money out of you a month. And let me tell you, if you can't keep current on your payments right now on your 941, how are you going to go ahead and make back payments? So there's 3 programs IRS has. Number 1, they can put you in currently non-collectible and shelf, or put on the side the back tax you owe with penalties and interest running. Or you can go ahead and make a payment agreement based on your financial statement, or you could actually do an offer and compromise and try to settle your debt with Internal Revenue Service. So that's the way IRS is going to work the case. Another point of interest you should know, if you are a federal tax deposit person, IRS sends out FTD alerts at the local office once a month. So it lets the revenue officers know who is not paying their payroll taxes. Those alerts come in little slips. They used to. Now they probably come by computer, so they know who's not and paying, who's paying and not paying their taxes. Obviously, if you're listening to this, you're not paying your taxes. Just do those 2 tips. If you need representation, we are really spot on. There's a lot of good people really in the industry, but I'll tell you what, we know our way through this, because I've got 4 former revenue officers who worked these cases over the year. Don't panic. The other thing I want to talk to you about, is it feasible to keep your business open? Is it feasible? You've got to make sure you want to do this and you're drawing a good paycheck. If not, you may want to talk to someone like me or an advisor or someone you know. Should you really keep the business open? That's a question you need to ask yourself personally. When the Titanic was going down, the captain came out and said, let's play the music louder so maybe the people won't know. So make sure the music isn't playing too loud and you make a realistic decision. If you have to give the business up, you're going to wind up saving money. Anyway, my name is Mike Sullivan. If you give me a subscription, I'd appreciate it. I try to give you good information. We thrive on those because YouTube says if you get subscriptions, you're giving good material out. So I hope we're doing that. Thank you for the subscription. You're welcome to leave comments or ask questions, and we're available for representation. Thank you.